Hi everybody, welcome back to Grandpa's Garage. Well, today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I enjoy being out and around the property, and I'm just going to get away from the car stuff for today if you'll allow me. And I'll take you on a little trip down. We're going to start down at the Wolf Lodge, the cabin that I built. So let's take a trip. It's a nice day today. It's about -3, -4. We got traces of snow. And of course, Fred is with me today. Hi, Fred. Hey, bud. You coming to the cabin? Hey, buddy, we're going to the cabin. Come on. Quit playing around. So this is the garage that Lulabelle is in. I'm going to remove all the saplings from behind it and this crooked looking tree. And I'm going to extend that. I'm going to build a wooden heated workshop in the back of there. And then I'm going to clad the whole thing in rough sawn lumber and probably a metal roof. I'm going to make a proper garage out of it. So we'll start with the garbage house. It's on our way. So what we do in here, we got to watch for bears and whatnot. So we keep our kitchen waste in these green and yellow bins here. Anything that can be burnt in the fire pit, with excluding plastics. And we recycle. And there's those other plastics that are non-recyclable. They go in a separate bin at the landfill site. Okay. And we do composting as well. So in the woodshed area, I've got, this is where I throw the kindling. So I got to cut some of this, split it, whatever. And I got a mix of hardwood, softwood, and that sort of thing in there and in here. So I've got enough firewood here to do me the whole winter in the house here, and probably a little extra. And I have a woodshed down at the sugar shack. And I've got some wood down there. This green barrel is going to become the wood stove for that shop. All right, Fred, we're going to the cabin. Come on. He loves the cabin because he lays down on the bunk bed. So I built this cabin out of all reclaimed material. That's why it looks the way it does. Now, my wife Paula did paint it, and we decorated it. That's just some pallet wood up there, just for decoration. This was a shed that we tore down for a guy that I work for. The fellow that built my house, I ended up working for him for a couple of years, and we tore down a shed, and I said, what are you going to do with all that material? He goes, oh, we'll load her up and take her to the dump. I said, oh, I'd be interested in taking that. And he said, oh, sure, absolutely, take it. Oh, I had a bird's nest here. Look at the bird poop. Okay, Fred, I'm going in. But anyway, I built this myself out of all reclaimed materials. You're coming in, Fred? You're in, okay. I'm gonna put the fire on. Just give me a minute here to get the camera situated, and we'll get the fire going here. So you'll see I've got antiques in here. All of the walls I chainsaw milled from logs that I got from the guy that I used to work for. He allowed me to bring them home with his dump trailer, which was really nice. I built this bunk bed out of cedar posts, or cedar trees I made into, a bunk bed. They look like posts, but they're various sizes. Just got to get this tripod set up just right here. We got all the ceiling lumber out of the old barn where I got a lot of the antiques, so my wife helped me with that because they were very heavy. I got a lot of Civil War memorabilia here. There's the blue and the gray hats. I do have a rebel flag. I'm not prejudiced. Don't crucify me. I just love the Civil War, and these are all things from the Civil War. Fred likes to sit up on the table here and look out the window like, we just came in from out there, bud. All right. I'm going to get this thing fired up here. Okay. I'm a rocking chair. Gonna remove this stuff off of here because it's going to get hot. Okay. Here we go. Just going to turn you around here so I can see what I'm doing. So I know where I'm looking. Oh, we need it a little bit lower, eh? Let's raise this up. Sorry about this. So you can see the wood stove here. What are you doing, Fred? Anybody? There we go. Ah, that's a good boy. Oh, let's put some firewood in here, bud. No, you don't go in there. Come on. You don't go in the wood stove. I know. You want it nice and warm, don't you? That's a good boy. This old Fred, we rescued him from a cat shelter. He's become like a dog to me. He follows me everywhere. Sleeps in the bed at night, takes up half the room. We love him. Hey, bud. He catches birds and mice and moles. I don't like it when he catches the birds, but he don't care. I know, I'm going to get it warm. Just give me a minute. Hey, don't go in there. It's going to get hot. You know what I mean? Come on. Silly bugger. I like to use those barbecue starters. In the house, I'm burning up the newspaper that I have, but sometimes I use these barbecue starters. You just light them and bugger off, and away they go. Just put some wood on here, and before you know it, hey Fred, we got a nice warm fire, don't we? So, sometimes I like to just come down here and sit in the nice solitude, the quiet, have a look at the antiques and the inside of the cabin. It's such a nice, I don't know, atmosphere, if you want to call it that. Life has become so fast and furious these days. If you watch any of the news and whatnot, it just makes you crazy. And you go to the grocery store to buy groceries and, you know, stuff is doubled, tripled, and quadrupled in some cases. It drives you bananas, you know. Everybody's going, well, buy Canadian, buy Canadian. That's great, but you know what? If there's a basket of strawberries that's $3 cheaper, I'm buying the strawberries that are $3 cheaper. I don't care what country they're from. You know, it is what it is. You can only support this country to a point. You know, you can't go poor. I mean, I'm fine. My wife is fine, but our kids are struggling. Our grandkids are, you know, they could do a lot better, but it is what it is. But anyway, not to be too political on this channel. I'm here to have fun. The fire's starting to go there, and these things are great. You just put them in, let them go, and throw in a bit of kindling. Throw a couple of pieces of dry wood in there. Doesn't matter what it is. I cut a lot of wood in the bush. It doesn't necessarily have to be all hardwood. I burn softwood, hardwood. I don't care what kind of wood. Dead wood laying in the bush. As long as it isn't rotten, I'll burn it. Right, Fred? You're going to want to come up here, aren't you? I know. Rubbing your big fat head on me. Watch the claws. This guy's got claws on him like a tiger. You want to come up? All right, come on. You're not coming. All right, come here. Oh, you big fucker. There. How's that? That good? All right. Yeah, so I've got some cast iron cookware in here we use from time to time. I'll come down here, and I like to come down here in the wintertime when it's really cold and get the wood stove going. I like to fight the elements. Color me crazy, but the life up here is very quiet. It's slow paced, and I can drive to town in 15 minutes and have all the, there's a beer store and a liquor store and grocery stores. There's a Food Land and a Value Mart, and we got a Canadian Tire and a Home Hardware, and you got some fast food outlets and those sorts of things. And in any direction, 20 minutes will get you to a lake and a beach. So it's great living up here. But we do get the snow and we do get the cold. I don't mind. You like to be warm, don't you, Fred? Anybody? He just turned 5 on Sunday. Big bugger. He weighs 22 pounds. He's a hefty boy. Yeah, and we do have another cat in the house, a female black cat, and she's probably only about 8 or 9 pounds. And she's 5 years old. Don't have a dog here. It's easier to go away when you can have people come over and just have a look at the cats every 2-3 days. They're fine. But with a dog, you'd have to, go and board it somewhere, and it just stresses them out. And the cats, they stay at home. The house does have electric heat as well, so we put on the electric baseboard heaters for the cats. Obviously, the wood stove will be out. And when we came home, first thing I do is go around, shut off the baseboard heaters, and fire up the wood stove. This morning we got up in the house, and it was 58 degrees. It was minus 10 last night. 58 degrees. That gets me going. We always make sure we have firewood in the house and kindling ready to go. We don't keep the fire on all night in the house. The house stays really warm. I don't want the house hot trying to sleep, because last winter I got the house too hot, and we ended up sleeping with the windows in the bedroom open right next to the bed. Well, I could feel something tickling me, and I had my feet out of the blankets, and it was snowing hard, and it was blowing, and the screens were covered in snow, and it was actually snowing on me. So I went, all right, it's time to get up out of bed, put the windows down, and get the wood stove going. And the wife was like a bear in a cocoon. She had the blankets up over her, man. The house was pretty cool that morning. That was last winter, and I think the house got down to around 50 degrees. Can't have the windows wide open all night. But anyway. Oh, look at that. You like that? Nice and warm with you in there, eh? You want to go down to the sugar shack too, buddy? You do? Show me with your tail. You want to go down to the sugar shack? Yeah, okay. We will. So I've got an old Scott Atwater outboard motor, 2-cylinder. It's circa 1955, 56, somewhere around there, sitting in the corner over here. It's not seized or anything, and I probably could get it running. It's just not high on my list because I don't have a boat. I got rid of all my boats when I lived on the lake. I have a canoe now. Doesn't cost any insurance, doesn't cost gas, and it's a lot nicer just to go out and quietly paddle and see what you can see in the bush. And by golly, it's a lot nicer. I got an old horse yoke there that I found when I was probably 12 or 13 years old at a house that we lived in out in the country down near Georgetown, Balmafat area. And it was the old garbage dump from the farm, and I've had that ever since. It's followed me around since I was a kid, and it's hanging here in the cabin. I'll let you have a look at all these things. I'm just talking about different things that I have. Got a couple of old paddles there that floated up on shore when we lived at the lake. Excuse me. And they've come along. When we have guests over, we only have one bedroom in the house. Not in the wintertime, but in the summertime, we have guests that stay here. The cabin stays fairly cool because it's down here in the bush, and it's getting a little better now that the ceiling is done. I've got to finish the end walls at the top. Well, I am going to be cutting some trees and chainsaw milling to build that heated garage shop over here that I'm going to be endeavoring to do. That's going to be one of my major projects. And yeah, I like running the chainsaw mill. I was going to buy a regular bandsaw mill, but you know they want like 4,000-5,000 plus for one of those units. Unless you're going to be using it all the time, you can get your money out of it. But I'm not going to be needing it past building what I've just described in a wood shop over there, or workshop over there, heated, and finishing in here. After that, I'm not probably going to be using the chainsaw mill a whole lot. But so a bandsaw mill would be nice. It's quicker, but I just can't see spending $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 on one. You know, I could probably build one, but then again, what do I do with it when I'm done with it? I guess you could sell it, but here I am just rambling on. Look at that. We got the fire going, Fred. Hey? I gotta close these up a little bit because the smoke will come in here, eh, buddy? Oh, I gotta open up the dampers too. There. He'll sit on my lap for hours, this bugger. Especially if it's cold and I got the wood stove going and he knows the stove's hot. Hey, what do you think, buddy? Do you want to go for a walk down to the sugar shack and show the people that building? All right, come on. You got to get down. Are you going to get down? Come on. I can't get up with you on me. You son of a gun. Oh, there. We can come back here after, Fred. Then the cabin will be warm. Okay? All right, I'm going to show you around in here a little bit better. There's the yoke I was talking about. I've had that since I was 12 or 13, and whoever had it before me, I mean, it got used to haul a buggy around. I got an old Lawrence, however you say that, fish finder. Now this is an old girl. You can tell by the way it is. And here's the old Scott Atwater outboard motor. There's no propeller on it. Okay. And I've got some old quart beer bottles that they used to have back in the 70s. I think these belonged to my father, actually. Got my draw knife. I peel logs with that. I still use it. I've got oil lamp in here. There's the old paddles. They've just drifted ashore one day when we lived on Lake Dalrymple. Down in that area. I've got a walking stick with it's got a compass in the end and a whistle. So if an old guy goes in the bush and gets lost, I guess you can blow your brains out with that thing trying to get a hold of somebody. But I made this bunk bed for the kids. I got a ladder that goes up. I've been up in there. It's kind of cool. I got to put a couple more slats in here. The kids felt like they were going to roll out onto the floor. And I can't have that. So, Fred, you want to go for a walk? All right, I'm going down to the sugar shack. Come on, bud. Are you coming? Come on. You crazy cat. You can see where the house is from here. We've got a huge deck on the back of her, which overlooks the valley. Sugar shack is there. And I have a shed over yonder. Fred, are you coming? I'm going to have to leave the door open here if he doesn't come, but we'll lock him in. Okay, let's walk. We'll go down around on my trail. You can tell that I built this woodshed from scraps. That's the end cuts from my chainsaw milling. And just some twigs and stuff, and I just threw a tin roof on it. It works. Didn't cost me a whole lot. This is more reclaimed lumber on this end. Got a lot of granite up here, eh? This is our recycling bin, or composting bin. Makes soil for the garden, it works. So all the kitchen waste goes in there. Sorry about the camera flopping around. Got brush piles everywhere. This is from building the house and putting in the driveway. I got to get a chipper in here and chip all this up and put the chips on the trail. I got 2 trails up top here, and I want to make a third down bottom. My long-term plans here, I'm thinking I want to build another cabin down in the bottom of the property, so you won't even see it from the house. Now you can see the back of the cabin there now with the smoke coming out the chimney. I don't know what it is about smoke coming out chimneys, but I love it. Anyway, here we go. I plowed this a couple week ago. You can see where I plowed it to, and now it's melted back. There's a bit of snow on the ground here. This is all our property in here. I got a neighbor who's down over the hill. He's way down on the bottom. He's got hunting dogs and that sort of thing, and he's got a couple 100 acres back there. Okay, we're coming up to the back of the shed my dad and I built on the left here. And I've decorated them with some antique stuff and some interesting things. And over here is the sugar shack. Now you can see the cabin. We've come down quite a bit. And the house is up there. Whoop. Watch where you're going, Grandpa. I got lots of interesting artifacts hanging there just to decorate it up. This is the sugar shack. Got an oxen yoke here. Another little wood shed that I built. This is to feed the wood stove in here when it comes time to boil the sap in the spring. And we'll go in here. This is my favorite place to be too. I've got the evaporator I made out of a barrel. I've got this rope going up to the cupola. Oh. It's hard to see, but that's the door up there. I've got some old sap pails. I don't use these sap pails. I have plastic ones now. But I found these at the old barn that Tom and I were cleaning up. And I thought they look good to decorate it up. It's got the lids, and there's actually a spigot right there, an old one. And these oil containers are full. Those old oil containers, the aviation oil in that one. That's kind of cool. I've got some old tools and artifacts, and got an old license plate here. I still got the drill bit in the drill here. Ready to go. An old antique chair I brought down from the house that we don't need up there anymore. What do we got over here? Hopefully this is showing up all right. I got some old bottles here. Who knows what was in them? Do have a fire extinguisher. So I do my finish boil in the stainless pots. And I do the hard boil in these two big black pots. Because when I take the lid off over here, these lids are just for when you're done the fire. Pull those off. I've got rebar sticking in there so the pots will sit right in there. And boy, does it ever work well. Got the kindling basket here. Got steel on the floor. I've got a little bit more to do in here, but things are coming together. Yeah, all right. We're gonna finish off right here. Looking out the door at the wood stove, the wood stove. The wood stove's behind you, Grandpa. The wood shed. Bye for now.